Hi and welcome to another section of Jeff the Master Barber. On this edition, I'm just going to show you how I do a tight fade on the sides and also how I use the shears at top when I'm cutting hair. The first step that I'm doing, I have the baby bliss with the level close, and then I did that right there. Then now the second step is the guard number one. I'm using the baby bliss and I modified this baby bliss with the magic clip blade. It has the crunch technology blade, and in combination with this motor is awesome. I recommend that if you could do it and you will see. Now what I did, I opened the level and we're gonna right away take the line that the one did, right? And right away when you go kind of up a little bit, you're gonna kind of lift the clipper. You're gonna lift it up a little bit, so elevate it, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like doing like a 1.5, almost 2, right? And you notice, look at that, automatically that one right away, it kind of the line it fade away, but the 1.5 did actually, you know what I mean? If you can see on the front or top, there's a guideline right in that area right at top. So we're gonna fade in that with the number 2, but right now we're using the guard number 1. Level semi close is halfway close, but now we're gonna jump to guard number 2. Also, this machine and the clippers and all that, anything that you see it in this video, in the description below, there's I put the links where you could get it at, where I get my tools. So if you want to know the name or the price or where to get it, below this video is gonna be the description. Also, if you haven't subscribed, this is the moment to do so. And I'm doing a giveaway once we we right now 95,000 subscribers, but once I reach to 96, I'm gonna give the brand new Bump Pro shaving cream. So if you subscribe, that's all it takes. If you already subscriber, you're already in the chance to win the shaving gel. But right now, once we passed guard number 2, we back jump into guard number 1 with the level semi open, right? And we're gonna keep consistently passing it right there. Then see, I open it a little bit, and I'm gonna use the left corner of the guard of the clip, right? Notice I only use it seems like I'm only using the corner. Then I close the level again, and at this point I think it's completely closed, right? And I'm passing it in that area, right? And always brush. Make sure you brush, because the hair will fall into place. Right now I was using the 1/16. Or the half, whatever you call it. The numbers in the back of the clipper says it says 1/16 or half. I like to call it 1/16, but obviously it's that one that you see, and we're gonna pass exactly where I just pointed at top of the line. So we're passing the 1/16 level open, and we're gonna pass it right in that area where I'm passing it. And notice I go left to right, right to left, and I pass it couple of times, you know what I mean? You gotta pass it a lot of times, and you're gonna see that when you brush it, you're gonna see the hair is gonna fall into place, and then you're gonna be able to determine if there's any shadow or lines or stuff like that. You're gonna be able to see it, so that way you could tackle it again and pass it again and brush it again and lower the level. Open the level in this case, and I'm going right on top of right there, that shadow that he made with the 1/16. Now no guard, and that's level open, right? And I passed it the first try, and it erased pretty much the line, but it's still there. So then I close the level and I go right again from the back all the way, working my way to the front. And I use sometimes the corners just to help me out, to kind of I have like a little control with the corners. And as you could tell, little by little, see, there's little lines and stuff here that gets my attention. So just like it's getting me my attention, to my eyes, my mind is like, okay, you gotta find a solution. And the solution is work with what you have and make sure you put it into action. Just don't think about it, but do about it. Do something about it. Because once you know something, when you know better, you do better. So in this case, once you know, if the mind is telling you, then you should know better that you're gonna open the level right there, pass it in that area. And that's the key. Most of other barbers out there, you know, I'm not naming, but I'm saying, because they are. And I was in a point, some point in my life, I used to be like that too. I used to only pass it and didn't find any. I didn't work hard enough or put time or effort or listen to what my mind told me and put it to practice until then. I was like, okay, I'm not seeing the results, but it's because I didn't want to obey to look for a solution. So once I start obeying and I start putting into solutions and finding solution, it starts showing up. This is the detailer, by the way. This is my second week with it, and I definitely love it. It's definitely a great trimmer so far. And like I said, I give at least 6 months in order to give a fair review, because in 6 months stuff could change. You know, the machine could break in and be better or be worse. Right now we're gonna do the box art. Always, you know, comb it out, everything that you're gonna be, and try to stay the most outside possible. And I start right from the middle, and I work my way to the side. As you could tell, I work my way to the side, little by little. Always, you know, when you're doing a box out, when you're doing a fade, always, you know, look at the mirror. The mirror will never lie. The mirror will tell you exactly what it is and what you see. And sometimes it gets exposed from a long distance or different angle. Will tell you stuff that you can't even see up close, because you took up close. So I recommend you always look at the mirror or step back. You know what I mean? And you will be able to see the whole picture a lot better. Sometimes we're too in that we're not, you know. Right here I noticed there's a little few things here and there, little shadows or little spot. So I'm getting the corner of the detailer and taking care of that. And yeah, I'm using this comb because it's small, tight, and slim, so it makes it real comfortable to work with or to pull the hair the way that I want to. It feels great in the hand, featherweight light. And yes, so the same thing that I did in the other side, we're gonna do on this side, right? And we're gonna pass a couple of times. We're gonna step back and we're gonna look at it from different angle. You know what I mean? And as you could tell, we're gonna keep everything really outside, right there. And yeah, this trimmer, I recommend it. If you could get the chance to get it. Right now, I could tell. I know it's too soon to say, but just the fact that I haven't done nothing to it, right off the box, I haven't calibrated. The only thing that I did, I cleaned it the other day, and it still is cutting sharp. It hits. The blade is super sharp, and it gets all type of hair. But yeah, right now we're gonna start cutting with the oysters, the 5.5 inches top. And the way that I do it is like this. I know there's many different ways to cut hair with the scissors, you know, and I always say, as long that the finished product come out good and the client is happy, and if you already have a way or a system to do how you cut hair, by any means, keep doing it that way. Just like I said in the title, I say a tutorial on how I do, you know what I mean, this haircut, or how I use the scissors. I'm not saying that you have to do it or have to be this way or this is the only way. No, I never say that. And what I do is basically, you see, with the comb, I pick up the hair, then you see between my fingers, I see what I already cut and what is not cut, and base it on that already that has been cut and not cut. That's the part that I'm gonna cut. And then the comb, and always comb the hair, right? And in the front, leave a little longer at top, right? That front right there, leave a little longer on the front. And as you go back, then you're gonna see what has been cut and not cut, and then base it on what is not cut, then you cut it. And then notice how the comb always rests when it's about to cut the hair. You see how the comb rests? To me it's super easy and it feels great, especially this compact small comb. And then this this one is the 5.5 inch shears oyster. By the way, it's gonna be in the link below. And yes, always brush it, you know what I mean, cut it, and then, you know, double check. Go now right here. Now we're gonna go over, and you're gonna see through it there's gonna be some hairs that are lumpy still, and that's what I'm doing. The part where I see that it's lumpy, that most of the time you see that it's gonna have some hair longer than other places, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm going all over the hair, you know, not a specific way, but just going every hair. And look, it's starting to come real nice and neat. Now we're gonna go the technique scissors over comb. And this shears, even though it looks like the one that I was using on top, they're different. This one are the 6.5. The other ones that I was using is the 5.5. They're longer. Notice how I place the comb and the scissors or the shears right with the comb, and when I go up, I elevate the comb as I go. I keep going up, and notice how the shear is always level with the comb. Notice how I'm using the big teeth of the combs. The big teeth of the combs act like a 1, and then when you elevate it like that, it acts like a 1, 1.5 to a 2, and that's what I'm doing. And you know, same flow, same, you know how level is the shears with the comb, that's the same, you know what I mean. You go with that flow, and notice, you see how everything is coming together, you know what I mean. But yeah, it takes years and practice. It may look easy and whatnot, but it takes time, and it could be in some point of your life it's gonna be easy, but it's a lot of repetition, hard sweat, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of repetition, a lot of doing and whatnot. Right now I'm using the Black Widow razor holder, and this razor, definitely I recommend it. Shout out to the guys, Barbers at Tool, especially Will Ocasio. Thank you for this great product. I always said it, that I'm amazed. I'm amazed by this razor holder. I like the color. It doesn't get dirty that quick. Very light and it keep the blade nice and tidy. Always use both hands. I'm a righty, so with the left, always stretching the skin. It's good when you stretch the skin, so that way the skin doesn't get wrinkled and the blade gets stuck. You don't want that. So when you stretch it, it get real nice. The skin get really nice and tight. And even though if you don't see no shape up, or your machine doesn't get too tight of a shape up, don't worry, because look, right now I'm doing that box out like that, and you thought that there was no hair to do a box out, but think again. It is. If you find a way with the blade, you know that is the sharpest tool you have, then you trimmer. So you know, never get the trimmer so zero gap that it will hurt the skin of the client. Just make sure, just trim everything enough so you could trim the hair, and when it's time to do the box out, you know, lay them down, go against the grain, don't push the shaper too much back, and you know, keep switching the blade, and you will see, you're gonna see the results. You're gonna see everything come into place. Right now I'm doing the eyebrows, and I'm just keeping it as natural as possible, as much outside possible. And he got some wide eyebrows. He got the real thick, the eyebrows, but I'm trying to keep it as natural as possible. That's what he asked me, and that's what I'm gonna give. But yeah, you know, I definitely, everything that you do at first time, maybe a couple of months, it may not happen, maybe even years, until you get the hang of it, because it's all repetition. Sometimes you get better when you're under pressure. Some people don't like when they're under pressure, but sometimes that's when they cut the best and they focus the most. If you tend to talk a lot, just make sure, you know, you working a lot too. But if you can't do both, just stick to cutting hair, you know what I mean? Let the client do all the talking. Right now, I sit them up, and now what I'm gonna do is just basically the final touch ups here and there. There's some hairs that the minute that you shape it and everything, they're trying to cover the shape up. So those long hair, I go and tackle again with the trimmer, and then now I pass it again with the razor, as you could tell, you know what I mean. And yeah, I'm passing in the back right there and next to the ear right there in that corner. Then we're gonna get the shape up right here a lot tighter, a lot better, you know what I mean. Watch, you know what I mean, that part right there, get it real nice, pass it. Look for those little details. Those little details is gonna make the big difference. This is before the haircut. This is how he looks. He's going to college, and so he came to get his fresh haircut before he goes to college. And yeah, it's not gonna happen. It all could happen as quick and as hard and dedication. As much as you put in, that's how much sometimes you're gonna get back. And this is the after. This is how it looks. Smooth, look at the top, you know what I mean. And if you want to follow me, you can also follow me on Instagram, JR77Barber. But once again, thank you, wish you luck, and subscribe. And thank you again. I appreciate your time and support. Peace.